Wild at Heart is probably the best film to introduce people to the films of David Lynch. The film walks the line pretty equally in terms of bizarre surrealism and conventional storytelling, at least for a Lynch film it does. The film follows Sailor and Lula as they attempt to start a new life with each other by leaving Lula's hometown in hopes of a better and more free life with each other. This is an extremely common story told in films, but usually in those films it involves the lead trying to become an actress or a singer. Wild at Heart is different from those films because of what the leads endure throughout the film. Usually in a film that involves a character heading off to start a better life or pursue their dreams, they typically endure little to no hardship. However, in Wild at Heart, our protagonists almost immediately suffer and seem to be hit with the reality of their actions almost immediately. They attempted to start their life with little to no money, much like the typical protagonist in those films would. However, they actually have to deal with the consequences that come with doing that as they live in an extremely poor and crime-ridden neighborhood and have to immediately turn to a life of crime just to survive. This seems to be David Lynch mocking the cheering idealism of the typical Hollywood film protagonist, which leads me to believe that the film is a parody of the typical Hollywood film. Almost every aspect of this film seems to also point to this. The film's cartoonish nature of Sailor and Luna and Marietta are one of the biggest indicators of the film's intent. As Sailor and Luna act like parodies of the typical protagonists as they are madly in love and express this to each other almost every other scene, and Sailor is always talking about how his jacket is a symbol of his individuality, Marietta is so cartoonishly evil to the point of hilarity. I think Wild at Heart's ending, more than anything else, shows that the film is indeed a parody. Its hilarious interpretation of the chasing after a loved one cliché is the nail in the coffin for me. Do you agree with my explanation of Wild at Heart? Comment down below if you do or don't. Also, what are your thoughts on the film itself?